Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I hope you're doing well. I am still working through this whole announcement around video podcasting, and I'm getting inundated by questions from podcasters reaching out saying, Dave, what's going on? What's happening? What are we supposed to do here? I'm an audio podcaster. I'm a video podcaster. We got questions. We got so many questions. Well, first of all, just so you know, it's not, this whole video thing on Apple's not even released yet. It's coming probably in May, June-ish time of 2026. So I'm sure a year from now, all this is going to make sense. But right now, everybody's just questions out the wazoo. So we're going to talk a little bit about this again. I'm just trying to, as a non-Apple user, explain it the best way possible. I keep asking all the gurus out there who's supposed to know what's going on. Nobody knows about Android. Nobody knows about what's happening. Everybody's making their own best guess. People are now starting to contradict each other. It's this really fun thing that's happening in podcasting, and it's showing some cracks. Some cracks are showing, everybody, in this whole Apple video thing. I hope it works. I am cheering on anything that makes podcasting better, because then we can reach more people. We can help more people with our message. And if we want to do video, awesome. If we don't want to do video, that's fine too. There's a lot of options. Remember, at the end of the day, when we're all sit around the fire at the end of the day, and no matter what we believe or how we approach podcasting, there's no gatekeepers. There's nobody to tell us what we can and cannot do. You can do whatever you want, and it's completely open. Right. So if you don't want to do video, you don't have to do video. If you want to do video, then do video and do it well. Like, do it so well that people are like, that's good video. Then do that. That's really good. I heard a podcaster who did like an update. They had kind of stepped away from their show for a little bit. They came back with kind of an apology episode, just a short one. And in that, when I was listening to it, because I follow their show, I follow a lot of podcasts about podcasting. When I listened to this show, my heart hurt a little bit for what they had said as part of the reason why they were not actively podcasting in this moment. And it has to go back to the video talk, but I'm just like, oh, that hurts. And then I also have a clip from Captivate.fm is now going to be one of the hosting sites that are feeding Apple podcast video through HLS. And so, yeah, they're part of it. And they did a demo and they talk about video in the demo. And even though they showed you all of the things about video, they also came back with a caveat that you might not want to do video. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I have a little clip of that as well. So we got some stuff to go through together. I'm going to keep it short today, but I just wanted to reinforce for you that you should not feel pressured either way. You should not feel peer pressure from other podcasters that if you don't do video, you're garbage as a podcaster. Don't feel that pressure. Don't feel pressure to be only audio only. Don't feel pressure for any of this. Pick the course that works for you. And if you're not sure, you're like, I don't even know what to do, then go to howtopodcast.ca. It's a calendar invite right there. You and I can sit here and just talk through your workflow, talk through what you're doing right now, and see what works best for you. And maybe just having a conversation, talking it out might help. So it's always there. It's always free. If I didn't want to have time with you, I would take it off my website. It's there. Please use it. Let's talk about this. You and I can just skip the podcast. You and I could just talk together about your show. And I'd love to do that for you. So yeah, let's get into this. So I've talked on this show often about like lists, and people compile lists of podcasts and put it out as like the top 10 of this, the top 100 of that. And I kind of lamented in the past that it just seems like this show, for whatever reason, never makes it onto those lists. And that often those lists seem to be curated by friends of friends, and they just recommend each other. Right. And I'm finding little inner circles, and I'm kind of like connecting the dots behind the scenes going, this person's connected to that person, and they're both connected to this person. And they all just keep telling everybody how great the other person's show is. And they all work together to promote each other. And I'm like, well, that's good. But in that, it's kind of a closed circle. And they don't let a lot of new people in, like me. So I'm on the outside looking over the walls going, how do I get in here? How do I be a part of this? I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I'm reaching out to great podcasters and trying to build this and make it more of an open connection where more everyone's welcome. That's the idea behind the show. So I've kind of lamented that I feel a little bit left out of the conversation. This show is just trucking along. We're having a great time and doing the daily content. There's not a lot of podcasts about podcasting that does daily content like this. So I feel like I should be somewhat part of the conversation so that I could be on these lists. Not that being on the list means like I've attained anything really. I just want more people to know about this because I think we have something really good here. And I think we can help a lot of people. But that's kind of the reason. So then I go and I use Pod SEO and they give me updates. And I saw an update from them that the show was mentioned in a top 30 list of podcasts about podcasting in the US. I'm in Canada, so I don't know how I did this, but not only did I end up on the list, which I was thrilled to be on a list with 29 other shows that I admire, they listed me as, number 1 on the list. I'm like, what? Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's a ranked list. I have no idea. I've reached out to them to say, hey, thanks, by the way. But when I was on there, I did fall off my chair. I did. I actually fell down and I had to get back up again. And yeah, so it's by Million Podcasts. I put it on my LinkedIn. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, then we're buds. You might have seen it then. Great. And it's a curated list of the best podcasts about podcasting to listen to. Somehow, this list came out April 24th, 2026. And number 1, the How to Podcast series. And I'm like, what? So, yeah. So as much as I'm like, it's hard to get on lists, apparently I got on a list. And I'm grateful for that. So if you want to check it out, there's a link in the show notes to go check out the list and see all the other 29 shows that are the best podcasts about podcasting in the US. And you'll see this humble little show up at the top of the list. And I'm thrilled. I'm so thankful. So there you go. That's me having fun with that. And I will stop talking about myself now. Back to the video podcasting conversation. Now, the whole thing about video podcasting is, again, I'll say it again, but video podcasting has been around for a long time. YouTube kind of came in. Here's some history for everybody. YouTube came in and said, we'll do it for free. And everybody moved over there. And a lot of people walked away from a traditionally hosted video podcast on an RSS feed, like we do with audio. Both have been in existence for a long time. But people moved over and just kind of navigated away from paying a monthly fee to host their video files to a free platform called YouTube. Now, congratulations, YouTube is amazing. It does give us the access to reach the world for free and post as much as we want with no limits. They give us great stats. They give us all kinds of support. They really have taken over as like the go-to place to be found in video format. And now also with audio through the RSS ingestion. So this episode goes live on all the podcast apps and goes live on YouTube with one click. Great. They also can make decisions about you and your content, and they can do whatever they want with you at any time, and you have no recourse. That's the problem with being in an inside closed environment, is you don't control what happens with your show. You are controlled. You don't control your show. When you have your RSS feed, how your podcast is distributed, you can move that feed. It's very nimble. You can move it around. And even if one place shuts you down, you're still available everywhere else. So it's nice. It's nice to have that. So I do love an RSS feed. I think that is one of the backbones traditionally of podcasting. the idea that everybody's going to go to video now with the announcement of Apple Video being re-announced as a thing on their platform, because it was there for many years, is that everybody's getting into this mode now where they're like, well, I don't really want to do video, but I'm getting this podcasting peer pressure to become a video creator. And I don't have the tech. I don't have the time. I don't know how to edit video. I don't want to be on camera. Some of the women that I've talked to in podcasting are really uncomfortable with this dramatic push where everybody, quote unquote, everybody is doing video. And there's people who do, like we've talked about on the show, there's people who do sleep podcasts. And the idea is your screen is off and you're listening to fall asleep. If you have your screen blazing bright, you're not falling asleep. You're going to be staring at your phone and not falling asleep. So video podcasting doesn't always work for everybody. The Serial podcast from years ago, if that was a video podcast, it would be a movie or a television series. It's an audio drama. It's an audio podcast. And there's the whole theater of the mind and audio editing and adding in all these different cool sound effects and music and soundscaping your podcast. What they're telling us is they're just going to pull the audio from the video. So whatever video you put up there with a very light touch edit or any editing at all, because some people don't do any edits, they just throw up the video onto YouTube or now Apple. And Apple's just going to go into the video and pull the audio out and go, here you go. Here's the audio if you want to listen to the audio. And then you make this beautiful audio edit and it's like all these fancy things. And Apple just ignores it completely. Same with Spotify. Spotify takes the audio from the video, not from the audio. If there's a choice, they default to the audio from the video. That's it. So now we're in this thing where we're stuck between, but I like editing my audio and doing it really well that way. And I like having a separate video. But now it's confusing because I have two of the same episodes. And now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And people are starting to feel pressure. And this is what I was afraid of in this whole conversation, that podcasters are actually showing up now saying, I'm really struggling with this whole video thing. And that's so sad because we shouldn't be doing that to our creators. We shouldn't be doing that to the people that are part of our community and making people feel uneasy for this whole thing about podcasting and having to meet this objective of being a video podcaster. I just feel this is really, really not what I was hoping for with this Apple announcement, this undue pressure to submit to being a video podcaster, if that's not what you're called to do. One of the shows I like to listen to, I listen to a lot of podcasts about podcasting that I mentioned, is Pods Like Us. And it's Marv is the host of this. And I believe he's over across the pond from me here in Canada. And Marv had taken a break a little bit from his show. And he came back and do an update episode, just a short one, to kind of fill us in as the audience and what he's doing and why the gap is there. And he shared some pretty sobering thoughts about video podcasting and how it's impacting him as a creator. And part of the reason why he's not actively running his show at this point. And I hope he comes back because I do enjoy his show and I love what he does on the show. But it's Pods Like Us. I'll have a link for you in the show notes. And his most recent episode as of the time of recording this is the episode that I'm sharing with you here, a little part of it. But listen to Marv talk about his wrestling with the idea of having, quotes, having to do video and this push towards video and why he's struggling with this. I think this is actually kind of sad. And for the people that are bashing us over the head that we have to do video, take note of this because it's starting to cause some people to question whether podcasting is for them in the way that they traditionally have done it and the way they love doing podcasting. But here's Marv on Pods Like Us sharing why he's he's not actively working on his show right at this moment. Here's Marv.
Yeah. I've not recorded any episodes recently, and because for a few reasons. Number one, the predominance of video has been an issue because I've needed some work doing to my teeth, to be completely honest, that I'm a bit vain about. So that's been an issue. We had some serious, very expensive surgery that I've been going through. The beard's masking some of it. I feel. Hopefully people are going to have a look and see if they can find it, because I'm trying to hide it by not opening my mouth as much. That's too much detail. This would probably only go out as audio anyway, so it doesn't really matter that way. But yeah, I'm still listening to podcasts, not as much as I have been doing before. Mostly because I'm also transitioning work-wise as well. I'm transitioning to being phased out of work, to be completely honest with you, I believe. They've helped as much as they can, but at the moment, I've also not been doing recording of podcast, particularly of pods like us, mainly because of the video thing aspect to it, but also because I've not been listening to podcasts. I feel it's a bit hypocritical to be talking to podcasters about their shows if I'm not listening to them.
So, are you hearing Marv there? There's a couple things going on. Work stuff happening for him, which is, if you've ever gone through that as an employee, you're struggling to face all the challenges that come with job loss or job reduction. Something happens, right? So that's one side. But also Marv is just struggling with his own feelings around his own personal appearance on video, and I can just feel him wrestling with the whole idea of being on camera and this undue pressure. And what I'm pushing back on the gurus who say that video is necessary is, think about what you're doing to the community by enforcing your will on us to do video. If it suits you and it suits your show and it's what you want to do, then fine, do video and enjoy it and do it well. But when you're making people second guess podcasting because of the video component of podcasting that you are pushing on us to do, because you're thinking, oh, if you don't do this, you are a terrible podcaster and you're going to fail. Your show's not going to be, you're not going to be great. You're not a professional anymore. Professional podcasters do video and you're not a pro. There's no room for you. And I'm just like, oh, this makes me angry. This is starting to bug me, because I don't think that the gurus who are forcing us down this path of video really, truly understand what they're doing to the community. Podcasting goes in cycles. There's one thing that's really hot. Everybody jumps on it. Everybody talks about it. Everybody promotes it. And then it just fades out. The next thing comes around. Everybody jumps on it. Everybody promotes it. Everybody feels like the pressure to do it. And then it fades out. I don't know if video podcasting is going to fade out, but I do know that if you're going to hurt creators by making it mandatory to do this, that you are hurting the community. And I'm pushing back on you, gurus. You know who you are. Stop it. Have a balanced approach to this and stop making people who feel like video is not for them like they don't belong. You're a gatekeeper, and there's no gatekeeping in podcasting. You, sir, you, ma'am, are done. We don't need your feedback. We don't need you preaching at us that we have to do it your way or walk away. That's why this show exists. I want to push back on those people, those blowhards in podcasting who feel like they own the space. And if you don't do it their way, you're nothing as a creator. There's no room for you. It really bothers me. It really, really bothers me. I wanted this show to be inclusive for everybody. I really want people to feel like they have a voice. I really want to make people feel and understand that you don't have to follow what's popular. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Do the thing that works for you. If video catches on and you're interested and you want to invest the time and the money and the hours and hours and all of the things that go with video, then great. Then do video. But don't make people feel stupid, unwanted, like they don't belong in podcasting if they don't do it your way. It's enough of that. It's enough of that. Your silly courses, you're paid this, you're paid that, $2,000 to be a licensed podcaster. Like, come on. Let's just back away from this stupidity for a second here. Podcasting can be a person who jumps on a microphone, jumps in front of a camera, and just shares their heart. You don't have to make money from your show. Your podcast doesn't have to be a business. You don't have to be a video podcaster, but you have to create content. You have to create a show, a podcast. How you do it, where you put it, it bothers me. It bothers me to hear Marv talk like this on his episode because I hear remorse, I hear disappointment, I hear shame in his voice. And Marv, if you're listening to this, as a listener of your show, I just want to say, we love what you do on your show. Your show is great. Pods Like Us is a great show. Marv, if you're listening to this, if continuing your podcast is what you want to do, then please do it because you have a great community around you that loves you and cares for you. Forget those gurus who are putting that undue pressure on you. Do the show you want to do and don't look back. Don't worry about them. They're going to burn out, flash out, flame out. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. And there's going to be people like you, Marv, like me, and a bunch of other podcasters who haven't followed every single trendy thing in podcasting. But we just keep showing up. We keep creating content. We do our best with what we have, where we are. And we don't worry about what everyone else is doing, Marv. Just do your show. Because we love your show, Marv. So please, keep that in mind. Captivate.fm is added video podcasting, as we mentioned in the beginning of the episode. And they did an online thing about demonstrating all the screens and how to do this, how to do that. They took questions and answers at the end as well. And you'll hear Elsie and Rob, formerly from Libsyn, who are now at Captivate. And they did this kind of a town hall thing where they kind of walked you through Captivate's version of how they're implementing Apple's HLS streaming thing. So HLS is the HTTP that you see in a website address. And then, so that's the H in HLS. The L is live and the S is streaming. So HLS, HTTP, live streaming, HLS. So they did a video kind of walking us through this. And it was like a live thing they did. And this is just a little clip at the very end. They went through all of the things about what's happening and how it works. And at the end, they kind of wrapped up with this, which kind of, I admire this because they just basically gave us permission to go, you know what? All this stuff we just talked about is fine. But if video stops you from podcasting, then ignore this. Like, don't let this be the thing that makes you stop podcasting. To Marv, don't let this be the thing that stops you from podcasting. So Marv, if it's not me that you're going to take encouragement from in this episode, then maybe from Rob and Elsie to confirm and kind of go along with what I just said. Here's their view of this coming to their own platform. I do like the candor here. but here's them talking about video and podcasting, and kind of a level set of just hang on here. If this is going to keep you from podcasting video, then here's their thoughts.
And they have to do this. It may grow your audience, and you don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, please don't do it. Because I don't want you quitting podcasting. The last thing I want to hear is someone said, I loved doing my podcast for years, and then I tried the video, and then I got burned out, and I don't do the podcast anymore. I don't want to hear that story. I'm afraid I'm going to, but I hope not. If you are on the fence, don't be the first. Sit back. Wait 4 months, 5 months. Wait until December and see what people are saying about this. This isn't something where you have to be the first one out the gate.
So video is not mandatory. It's exciting to see something developing in podcasting. Every time something new in podcasting, it's great. AI tools, new ways to record, new hosting sites. All this stuff is great. It's buzz. It's new conferences, new meetups, new things. I encourage all this. We want this podcasting space to grow. We want new creators to come in. But when creators come through the door for the first time and they're handed this list of this long and exhausting list of all of the things you must do to be a podcaster, people just turn around and walk back out. Like, forget that. I'm not going to do all those things. And if video is one of those things on the list that you feel like you have to do, you don't. You don't. So keep that in mind and do what works best for you. Your skill set, your time, the amount of money you have, the resources you have. Do what works best for you. Because we want more podcasters, not less. And if audio is the best you can do right now with the time you have available between your kids, your work, your life, and all you can do is audio right now, that's not like the worst possible scenario. It's people have been doing audio podcasts for years and very successful. There's an audience for you, no matter what lane you pick here. There's an audience for you. And you can pick and try different things and see what works for you. But don't feel like video podcasts are the only way into podcasting. Despite what the gurus are going to tell you, it's not the only way. And if you need somebody to kind of walk through this with you and talk through it with you, then please reach out to me and to Marv. We love you, Marv, for who you are. Many of us have things that we don't like about ourselves. And if video accents the things that we feel uncomfortable with, then don't do video. Don't do video, Marv. And don't excuse yourself and apologize for not doing video. We love your show, Marv. So if audio only keeps you in podcasting and we can surround you during this time of job change and everything, then we'd love to do that. So I have links for pods like us in the show notes to go please support Marv. And I'll have links to the Captivate video thing where they explain Apple HLS from a Captivate point of view. Even if you're not a Captivate user, you'll still get it kind of a behind the scenes of how this works. And again, reach out to me at howtopodcast.ca if you have any questions. I'd love to help. Maybe this will be it for video for a while because I'm getting tired of talking about it myself. This show is still going to remain audio, just so you know what I'm doing. Video clips to support episodes, shorts, face-to-camera clips on YouTube and social. That's all I can do. That's all I have time for. I'm a grandfather, 2 grandkids to watch. I work full-time nights. I have 9 podcasts. I coach podcasting, and I host a meetup twice a week. I'm pretty well tapped out. So a video version of my podcast, as sexy as it is, not in the cards for me at this point. So, hope I don't disappoint you, but that's the best I can do with what I have, where I am. And I'm glad you're here. keep podcasting, everybody. So here at the How to Podcast series, we love to hear from you. You might think that we get a lot of feedback. Man, we don't. We don't get a lot because people just feel like, why bother? Like, why? Does Dave really care what I have to say? And I do. I actually do really care what you have to say. I love your input. I love hearing from you. And we've started a survey for our listening audience, which includes you right here, right now. And I'd love, love, love for you to head over to howtopodcast.ca. And you'll see our survey right there on our website. And take a few minutes, come through, answer the thoughtful questions we're asking of you to make the show better. Not just for you, but for everyone. Your feedback is really going to help shape the show. And I selfishly just want to hear from you. So if you're thinking, Dave probably already knows what I think, I don't. I really don't. I'm not good at reading minds. My wife will confirm that completely. So I don't really know what you think of the show. I don't know if you like it, if you like how long the show is, how long the episodes are, that Dave's doing 365 episodes in a year. Oh my gosh. Like, I would love to hear from you and get your thoughts on this very show right here. So head over to howtopodcast.ca, click on our survey link. It's also in the show notes for every episode, in the most recent episodes, and I'd love to hear from you. So as a listener of this here very show, your feedback can make this show so much better. So much better. And I'm not drowning in emails and voice messages and speak pipes and buy me a coffees right now. So I'm putting the ask out to you right now, as a listener of the show, and you're still here, that you take a moment, head over to our website, click the link in the show notes for any episode, and go to our survey and let us know your thoughts about this show, how it could be better, and what you love, and what you're like, Dave, can you stop doing this? That would be really helpful. Thanks for being here and being part of the How to Podcast family. See you over at howtopodcast.ca. Talk soon. Thanks for being here. Bye. You're still here. Awesome. Now, if you edit your own podcast, then great. If you don't and you hand it off to somebody, that's fine too. When you do your own edits or have somebody edit for you, please be careful with the amount of ums and ahs and those words that we use to fill up space. Don't take them all out. Don't hollow out your podcast and make yourself sound like an AI voice. That's completely perfect and stale and sterile and just not human. Don't do that. Don't make yourself irrelevant. Like, keep those things in there. We all talk like this. We all speak with these things that we do. I say so way too much. I know that. I'm working on it. I'm trying. That's who I am. If you meet me in real life, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to stumble a little bit here and there. But it's, as long as it's not too much, where people are just hyper fixated on the fact that you say, as like a comma, every time you talk, or things like, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Like, things like this, after time, they start to wear on people's patience. They're just like, come on, can you not say that so often? Like, what's going on with you? A lot of the times we fill up the gaps in our speech with filler words so that we can fill in the gaps. Just leave the gaps. Just leave the gaps. If you got to think, then think. It's way easier to trim silence than it is to trim ums and ahs that are connected to words. So when you say, yeah, I'm going to remove the from the yeah. I'm going to remove both the and the yeah. I can't, it's really hard to split those without it sounding really choppy. And going back to the content of this episode, if you're going to do a video first podcast, when you start cutting out little pieces here and there, it's going to make things so weird, like, as a viewer. So you got to think about this. If you're going to be a video first creator, audio is still important. there's a lot of things about this that we really got to consider. Leave some humanity in your show. Leave some breath. Leave some space. These tools, like Descript and stuff, that just click a button, remove all silence. It's like, oh my gosh, you're giving me heart palpitations. You talk so fast, and there's no breath. There's no humanity. And you sound like a robot. Please leave some breath in. Before people speak, they take a little bit of a, and then they talk. Don't cut that out. That's normal. That sounds normal to us. And if we talked in real life the way we edit ourselves, oh, it would be really weird. It'd be really weird to hear people talk like that in real life. So please don't go too far with it. Keep the humanity in your show. Edit, take out the things that are blatantly obvious, where it's just too much, fine. But don't strip the humanity out of your guest, out of your own podcast as the host. Keep some of that in there. We need that. In a world of AI and all this stuff going on, we need you. So be you. And if you say so too much, then so what? There you go. I just said it again. Create the show that you want to create, that you find interesting, that your listeners enjoy. They love you. And whether you pick video or audio, they love you. Create that show. Thanks for sticking around. Talk soon.